Hi everyone, I'm Amelia and welcome to Pound Zero, my weight loss journey. It is Sunday, so it is weigh-in day, but first of all, those of you who have seen a few of my past videos may notice something a little bit different. I got my hair cut and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. It's just much better than what I had before. And the best bit, just to share, oh, this beautiful colour. I do love the colour, because it's a little bit sneaky when I want it to be. Or, you know, I can hide it away if I need to look a little bit more professional, because apparently the colour of your hair defines how professional you are and how professional you can be. Society. So I have to admit, it has been a pretty tough week this week. I have been absolutely exhausted. I'd be getting home from work late, kind of having dinner and then just going straight to bed and completely passing out. So I haven't done the videos as regularly as I would generally like. I will try and fix that this week going forward, and actually have videos pre-prepared, so all I need to do is press go and they're up. That's my aim. Why has my week been so tough? Well, I did have a couple of pretty full-on days at work, which did cause me to leave work later than I would like, but you know, such is life. The exhaustion, I'm not sure where it's come from. We are moving into winter and people around me are getting sick, so I'm not sure whether I was fighting something off. Another potential theory is that due to the crash diet of the 7-day cabbage soup diet and then switching back to a regular diet just had my whole body going haywire. So that could have been another cause for just the pure exhaustion, my body just wanting to lie down and try and sort itself out without having to deal with the other things it usually deals with on a standing daily basis. So I'll talk about coming off the 7-day cabbage soup diet and what my last week has been like after I have been on the scales. Let's go. Just to recap, when I started at the beginning of the year, I weighed in at 120 kilos or 264.5 pounds. You'd think I'd remember that by now, but apparently I don't. I still need my notes. So last week, on the last day of the 7-day cabbage soup diet, I weighed in at 109.4 kilos or 241.5 pounds, which it was pretty much a pretty rapid drop from going back up to 114 kilos before I started the 7-day diet. So this week, following that diet, I weighed in at 110.5 kilos or 243.6 pounds. So this week I have in fact gone back up 1.1 kilos or 2.4 pounds. It's a little disappointing, but I do rationalize it with the fact that I was on the 7-day cabbage soup diet, which is by no stretch of the imagination absolutely 100% a crash diet, and therefore I expected that a lot of, or at least half the weight that I lost, the 5 kilos that I lost over that week, to actually have been water weight. So the fact that I've only gone up 1.1 kilos, I'm actually pretty pleased with, to be completely honest. I expected to go up a bit more and have a little bit more of a struggle, which clearly hasn't been the case. And my diet this week wasn't poor, but it wasn't great either. I didn't do any exercise whatsoever. I didn't even go to park run yesterday. I had an awful night's sleep, and the first thing I actually remember is my husband saying, "Bye," as he ran out the door. So, I guess it could have been worse. It could have been much worse, and I could be a lot more disappointed with the results. But you know, really, that's 4 kilos in 1 week that essentially came off legitimately, not just water weight. So I guess it really depends on you and what your diet has been like before you start this 7-day diet. You do need to be mentally prepared for it, and also you need to be physically prepared for it. It is so very low in calories that any real exercise really isn't recommended, because you're not putting in the calories to then burn after the fact. So this is another reason why I think I've been so run down over the week. Like, it's just been, I crashed, I took away all that energy, and then I started putting it back in, and my body didn't actually know what to do with it. So in that sense, I think you need to be prepared to ease yourself back into a regular diet too. Don't just go flip straight back to what you were doing before, and be aware of the food that you're putting into your body, noting how restrictive you would have been over the previous 7 days. So for now, I'll be going back to my regular 1200 calorie counted diet. I have been asked to look into the 17-day smoothie diet. Now, from all outward appearances, it does sound like another crash diet, but from the brief research I've done to date, it does actually look more like those meal replacement diets that you get with your Tony Fergusons, your Svelts, your Sure Slims, but the diets themselves tend to be more natural food, not the powdered packets, but you put the bananas and the baby spinach and everything in, and continue just to make smoothies yourself. And of course, having an actual healthy meal, chewable meal at the end of every day. And of course, this is only 2.5 weeks, so I am seriously considering taking it on as a bit of a challenge. That said, my husband and I are currently training to go to Brisbane for the City to South Fun Run, which is 14 Ks, kind of like City to Surf, for those of you who do know the City to Surf in August, I think it is. This is the Brisbane version, and we're just changing things up a bit this year, although I don't believe that the Brisbane version has a Heartbreak Hill. I'm not devastated. I don't do well with hills, but I do tackle that one once a year. So I'm not going to be doing the 17-day smoothie diet before then, as obviously I need a proper intake to be able to train. But once we're back from Brisbane, I will be giving it a shot. So what do I have coming for you this week? Well, there is the recipe of the week that I promised you last week and didn't give you, so look out for that. It is coming. I also have another food review for you. Of Bounce protein balls, if you're into some minor snackage. That will be coming to you later in the week, and I do promise it this week because I'm actually going to record it early and have it ready to go. Although I do have a lot going on at the moment, so I'm going to leave it there for this week. Of course, if you are new to my channel, you're welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Of course, also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Links are in the description below. I also left a link again to the 7-day cabbage soup diet, just in case anyone was looking for it and missed it on the last 3 videos, I think. Probably overdoing this one a little bit. And of course, until next time, be healthy and be good to each other. Bye. So I'll talk about coming off the 7-day cabbage soup diet after the scales. Just to recap, when I started, I weighed in at 109.4 kilos, or I didn't write down. It's not going to mess with. It is a crash diet. It is so low in calorie. Oh, far out. So your Tony Ferguson's. So if you're a weekly diary, as usual. So I'm going to leave it there.